Welcome to Toronto at Rogers Center. The New York Yankees will come to town for the first series this season between the Toronto Blue Jays and the reigning world champion New York Yankees. Yankees are red hot. They've won 5 in a row. Toronto trying to turn things around. They've lost 2 straight. Hello, everybody. I'm Buck Martinez along with Pat Tabler. And Pat, Brett Cecil goes to the mound tonight for Cito Gas. He started out in the minor leagues at Las Vegas, but boy, since he's gotten to the big leagues, he's really pitched well.
He really has, and I think the struggles that he had in last year's games that has made Brett Cecil a better pitcher this year. In fact, he stepped it up a notch over his last 3 starts. He's undefeated with a great earned run average. He's throwing more strikes. The strikeout to walk ratio is very important to watch when you see Brett Cecil here tonight.
Yeah, and he's up against a former Blue Jay and A.J. Burnett, and Burnett's the type of guy that can really dominate, but he too has made some subtle adjustments this year. Last time out against Cleveland, he was pretty impressive.
Yeah, he really was. He still has great stuff, and he can command everything, but this year he's not pitching at 97, 98 miles an hour. He's brought it down a little bit and pitching to contact, and when you do that, you don't walk anybody. With his great stuff, you're going to win games. So more consistent this year for A.J. Burnett.
Both of these starting pitchers are in tough against a couple of ball clubs that can really swing the bats.
The Yankees' 288 average is #1 in the major leagues. The Blue Jays' 248 is 13th in the American League. These are 2 teams that score runs differently. Yankees do it with on-base percentage and batting average. The Blue Jays do it with home runs. Yankees #1 in the American League in runs scored. The Blue Jays #3. So they do it, but they do it differently.
And a couple of guys that are really helping their respective teams, Vernon Wells and Robbie Cano, are really swinging the bats well right now. And for more on these two, let's check in with Sam Cosentino.
Buck, if hitting is the name of the game, then those 2 players are the epitome of hitting right now, not just in the American League, but all of Major League Baseball. Robinson Cano comes into tonight's action with a 17-game hit streak. That's the longest in the majors this season. What's been so impressive about Cano's run, he's hit .456 with runners in scoring position. As a result, the Yankees are 10-7. Meanwhile, Vernon Wells brings an 11-gamer into tonight's play. But because he only has 2 home runs and 4 RBI over that stretch, the Blue Jays are just 5-6. Both players will look to extend here tonight.
Well, you're going to see a couple of red-hot hitters swing the bats here tonight. Vernon Wells has got his stroke back. He's riding that 11-game hit streak. He's playing outstanding defense. The Yankees' second baseman, Robbie Cano, he's going to be a batting champ one of these days. In fact, right now, he's the leading hitter in all of baseball. for the first visit of the season of the reigning world champs. Joe Girardi's ball club off to another terrific start. They lead the American League in hitting at .288 as a team. They're healthy again. Nick Swisher back in the lineup. Posada the DH. They're starting to really swing the bats well. Derek Jeter sets the tone in the leadoff spot. His last 11 games, he's hit .444 with 4 doubles, a home run, and 5 driven in. He's followed by Swisher, Teixeira, and Rodriguez. There are really no rest spots in this lineup. Up and down the order, they have a lot of balance tonight. Chad Moeller will hit in the 9th spot. He is giving Francisco Cervella a little bit of a break. Posada not ready to start catching just yet. They will be starting against Brett Cecil, the left-hander, who is really on a good roll here.
Yeah, just 23 years old. He'll take the mound for his 9th start of the season, looking to build on that nice little hot streak that we talked about in the opening. 3-0 over his last 3 starts. The key for him is throwing strikes and throwing quality strikes, and that's what he has been doing with his fastball, making all his secondary pitches that much tougher. Just 3 base on balls over his last 3 starts. That's such a big part of Cecil's repertoire because he doesn't throw that hard. Defensively for the Blue Jays, Wells, Lewis, and Bautista. This is the regular defense that Cito Gaston has sent out there this season. Gonzalez and Hill up the middle. John Buck, Brett Cecil will be doing the pitching and catching. And what a throw in the game a couple of nights ago by Jose Bautista when he picked up his 2nd outfield assist with a bullet to the plate. He has really impressed me as I watch him play defense this year, day in and day out. He did a fantastic job when he was over 3rd base, and then you put him in the outfield, and he doesn't miss a beat out there either.
Wednesday night in right field, Bautista takes a pop-up off the bat of B.J. Upton. It looks like a sac fly, fairly deep in right field, but he threw a strike.
That should be deep enough, but he is so quick from the transfer from the glove to the arm and then accurately throwing them out. It's been a weapon out there this year in right field.
Well, we're set for action here. It's a beautiful night for a ball game. Friday night here at Rogers Center. Derek Jeter will step in to face Brett Cecil. Fastball misses down and away. Jeter on a hot streak, as we mentioned. Average up over 300. Good balance in the Yankee attack, very similar to that of the Blue Jays. Foul down the right side.
You know what makes it so hard? That the Yankees, they have those switch hitters in there. They've got great balance that you talk about, and that's power and speed and on-base percentage and batting average, a little bit of everything. You go through the numbers for the Yankees offensively, they are really good.
1-1 breaking ball just off the plate inside. Well, Brett Cecil is a pitch-to-contact guy. He's been throwing a lot more strikes, and because of it, he's been very efficient and very effective. Good changeup. One thing this ball club really does is their starters, they throw changeups, boy, and they can really take you out of your rhythm quickly.
They really emphasize that in the minor leagues to the Blue Jays. Everybody has to throw a certain amount of changeup in their starts while they're developing down in the minor leagues. They have carried it on here to the big league.
2-2 to Jeter. Just up and away. It's a full count. You're going to see a lot of that with the Yankees lineup. They are very patient and very selective. Full count. On the ground. Hill takes it on the big hop. Jeter's retired.
In his last start, Brett Cecil was spotting that fastball really well. And I think that sets up everything else. He had a good slider and a good changeup versus the O's. He was telling me after his last start that 2 starts ago against Arizona, he had a really good changeup.
Nick Swisher, one of those switch hitters in their lineup, hitting at .318, and boy, he is a asset hitting in the 2 spot as a switch hitter. Table setter behind Jeter and ahead of Teixeira. First pitch on the corner.
Well, one of the things you'll notice about Nick Swisher, and this is our first look at him, is that exaggerated leg kick that we saw from Swisher last year is gone. Really used to get back on that back leg and lift that front leg. A hitting coach, Kevin Long, has spread him out just a little bit more. His batting average is up over 300. He is a more consistent hitter at the plate. Doesn't swing as hard, but it still produces.
Cecil ahead 0-2. Down and away, missed. Well, when you have an exaggerated leg kick and it's part of your timing mechanism, you have a tendency to go up and down and be very, very inconsistent. You can see his numbers this year, how consistent he has been from both sides of the plate. Popped back out of play. Talk about the phrase quiet at the plate.
Quiet just means you don't have a whole lot of movement. Your lower half, your arms, everything is just nice and quiet. You're very slow, and Nick Swisher is that this year.
Pretty good pitch. He fouled off and spoiled. Brett Cecil has all the weapons, as Pat mentioned. He can cut the ball in on the right-hander's hands. He can change up, go down and away, turns the fastball over from time to time. Again, we emphasize, and you're going to see it all night long, the Yankee hitters. They're all veteran hitters. They really make you work. They're going to lay off a lot of borderline pitches, and you've got to force them to swing the bat.
And that's something that the Blue Jay starters have done a good job of this year.
Pretty good pitch. Went back door, tried to get that cutter on the outside corner. Bill Hahn, the home plate umpire, didn't see it that way.
I think it surprised Nick Swisher. That one looked like it was right on the corner, but it's called ball 3.
Popped up. Foul territory, over, but it'll be out of play.
Blue Jay starters have done a good job throwing a lot of strikes. They have a lot of guys who have small counts when it comes to base on balls. Sean Markham, Romero, Brett Cecil. They use that changeup so effectively.
Pulled foul at the left side. But again, you just talk about a veteran lineup. They're going to make the pitchers work. And what you have to do to counteract that is throw first pitch strikes. Challenge them to put it in play. 3-2. On the ground, but foul. Swisher's going to have to get some new lumber. Ball hit off the end of the bat, broke his bat. Ten pitches in this at bat. Cecil's already thrown 16 in the game. Second batter in the lineup. Encarnacion at third. A couple of steps to impose a strike to Overbear. 2 down. Mark Teixeira has been traditionally a slow starter, but this year he's carried it even into the second month of the season.
The slow start usually for Teixeira is just the month of April. Notorious about that. 2010, it's now into June. He just doesn't look like himself. Very unsure of himself at the plate. Production is not there. Not like we have seen in the past.
Half as many home runs this year as he had at the same time last year. He too a switch hitter like Swisher. There he chased a pitch off the plate. Another good changeup from Cecil.
Yeah, 1-0 and a fastball count. He turns the ball over. No doubt in my mind that Mark Teixeira, when it's all said and done, is going to be right up there at 30 home runs and 100 RBIs. He's just too good of a hitter, too good of a player.
Back-to-back changeups. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the first. kind of stroked down the right field line. And got that outside pitch. Teixeira, of course, a switch hitter. How does that factor into some of his problems? He's got 2 strokes to worry about.
Well, his swings are different types of swings. From the left side, he's a little quicker. From the right side, a little bit more of a sweeping swing.
Right there, Cecil strikes him out. It's a 1-2-3 first inning for Brett Cecil. Leadoff spot. Aaron Hill has had a good homestand. 375 on the homestand. He's had a 3-game hit streak in which he's gone 6 for 13. Really starting to look a little bit more like the Aaron Hill from a year ago as he's starting to get his timing. Lynn Wells and Bautista 3, 4, and 5. Shortstop Alex Gonzalez has been swinging a hot bat all year long. Overbase starting to improve at the plate. He's up to 228. John Buck and Edwin Encarnacion round out the lineup.
A.J. Burnett pitched 3 years with the Blue Jays before signing with the Yankees last season. What a year it was for Burnett as he won 13 games and helped the Yankees to the World Series. This will be the second time that the Blue Jays have faced him here at Rogers Center, where they welcomed him last year and beat him. The only time they beat A.J. Burnett last season.
Fred Lewis in the leadoff spot, looking to start things against A.J. Burnett. Chases that first fastball. And this is where you're going to see a dramatic difference between the two ball clubs in their hitting philosophy. Jays want to get it done early.
They don't wait around, do they?
Fred Lewis hitting .310 this season. Burnett out in front. Be interesting to watch Burnett as the game unfolds and just see how much he has changed his approach. He used to be about just seeing how hard he could throw it and know that he could overmatch hitters.
And he could, because he threw so hard and his stuff is so good. But I think hanging around Roy Halladay for a few years rubbed off on him.
You can see Chad Moeller, the catcher, accentuating the high target to A.J. Burnett. The Yankees do a great job of advanced scouting.
Yeah, they certainly do. They really have a plan, a lot like the Boston Red Sox, where they move that ball around the strike zone and have an idea of how they want to get hitters out. Good way to stop home run hitters is pound them in and up.
And Lewis laid off that good breaking ball. Paul Emmel down at third base said it was checked in time. Power breaking ball. Here are his numbers from his career starts at Rogers Center. 41 games, 22-19. Pretty comfortable here. Jammed right out in front of home plate. Moeller makes the catch in fair territory.
Let's take a look at the defense for the New York Yankees tonight. A very good fielding team in the American League. They've committed just 22 errors this season. Marcus Timms gets the start in left field. Curtis Granderson just off the disabled list in center field. Nick Swisher plays a good right field. The infield is very good. Third to first, Rodriguez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. Chad Moeller will get the start tonight. Jorge Posada just came off the DL a couple of days ago, and they don't feel like he's ready to start catching. He's in the lineup tonight as the DH. The veteran Chad Moeller gets the call behind the plate.
Aaron Hill with one out. First pitch swinging and drives it up the middle. Base hit. Hill continues that steady climb. That extends his hit streak now to 4 games.
You know Aaron Hill is going well when that swing shortens up and he's able to get on top of good hard fastballs. There's a fastball. It's short. He stays on top of it and drives it right back through the middle.
Well, that was a great example of a hitter's head staying very still and right on top of the baseball. One out now for Adam Lynn. Fastball down, 95 with good movement. Lynn got hit on the back of the right elbow Wednesday night on a pitch from David Price. Not quite as sore as he expected it might be here tonight. Lays off that pitch down. There you see he's wearing that protective elbow pad over that bruise just above the point of the elbow. Really didn't hit on the point of the elbow. It's just above the elbow joint.
Got hit in that area right at the end of last year also and missed the last week of the season. Day off.
Driven to center field. Granderson back toward the warning track at the wall. Leaps and makes the catch. Aaron Hill hustling back to first base. A.J. Burnett used the entire ballpark there. Curtis Granderson just back from a groin injury, made a pretty good play.
Yeah, and he wasn't really sure that he had it in his glove. That's just a good play by Granderson. We talked about their defense is very underrated. Granderson knows that this one is against the wall. He sprints back, gets back there, catches it, and then looks in and shows the umpire that it's a catch. What a heck of a play by Granderson, and you know A.J. Burnett's loving that.
Well, we have seen some defense going back to the Tampa Bay series as well. Frustration for Lynn. Hill scampered back to first, 2 down.
Can't hit it any better than that.
Nope, nothing you can do about it. Vernon Wells on an 11-game hit streak. Breaking ball around the inside corner. Wells made a fine leaping catch in center field against Tampa Bay, much like the Granderson catch. Two outs here, bottom of the first. Check swing foul. Brett Cecil had a 1-2-3 first inning, and Wells hits here with 2 outs.
You take a look at the defense, how the Yankees have faced Vernon Wells here. They are really playing him to pull. That tells me 2 different things. They're going to pound him in with good fastballs or throw breaking balls. Vernon Wells is a better hitter going the other way this year.
Lays off that breaking ball. Well, we have identified the reason for the turnaround. The wrist injury. He's healthy again. He can let the ball travel. So when you're quick with your hands, you can wait till the last moment to decide swing or take.
And he's made a conscious effort of trying to drive the ball back through the middle.
Two balls and a strike. Aaron Hill singled. He's at first. Good fastball down. He got a piece of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the first. Blue Jays trying to erase the memory of back-to-back losses at the hands of Tampa Bay, both coming in the 9th inning. There goes Hill. Going to miss. Strike 3. Vernon Wells strikes out to end the first. A.J. Burnett gives up a single, but then racks up his first strikeout. Good fastball to Vernon Wells for the out. Friday night crowd here at Rogers Center for the first game of a 3-game series. New York Yankees, the reigning world champs, playing the Blue Jays for the first time. Alex Rodriguez batting right at 300. First pitch swing and pulls it foul down the left field line. Eight home runs, 43 driven in for the Yankees third baseman. With the retirement of Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez is now the current active home run leader in the majors. Center field. Bautista over in the gap in right center makes the catch.
One away here in the second inning. Let's take a look quickly at the scattering report for the Blue Jays starter tonight, young Brett Cecil. One of the things that I've noticed with him is he is spotting his fastball inside, outside, both sides of the plate over his last few starts. He's got that tight spinning breaking ball. Tough to pick up when you're throwing a good fastball. The slider and the curve have been great. The change has been excellent, and it is really improving. So he is becoming a complete pitcher in my mind.
Certainly can defeat you in many different areas of the strike zone. Now it'll be the second baseman, Robbie Cano, hitting in the 5th spot. Shows bunt, takes the first pitch strike. Cano, 27 years old. Signed as a non-drafted free agent way back in 2001, and he has become one of the premier second basemen in all of baseball.
Yeah, not just offensively. I think defensively his whole game is coming around. And we flashed that he is hitting .373 this season. He's even better against lefties.
Yeah, he's hitting .380 against left-handed pitching. Right there, Cecil crossed him up, threw a changeup down and in.
And with all the great stars that the Yankees have and home run hitters that they have on their roster, those 7 home runs you see right there versus left-handers are the best on the team. That says a lot.
That's a good pitch inside. Called off the play. Bill Hahn has not given either pitcher much of the corners tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the second.
Hey, beer guy, get a real job.
Got him. Good breaking ball down and away for the strikeout. Second strikeout of the night for Brett Cecil.
When you put fastball in the mind of good hitters, you can get them with off-speed stuff, and that's exactly what Cecil does. Slider down and away in a good spot. Cano does not strike out a lot, but he does for Brett Cecil's second strikeout.
That's the DH, Jorge Posada. First pitch swinging, and easy play for Overbeck. 3 up, 3 down, easy inning. Just 8 pitches.
Take a look at the scouting report. Better control at 93. He can hump it up there at 99 miles an hour, but at 93, he's a lot better. Knee buckler, that's that curveball. It's hard, it's quick, and he can throw it for strikes. And early contact, I think, is the key for Burnett. Where we sit right now, pitches per inning is the least amount in his career. So he has become more of a pitcher and less of a thrower.
Well, by doing that, being more economical, he's going to allow himself to stay in the games a little bit deeper. Jose Bautista takes the first pitch breaking ball.
Well, he had a chance to watch Roy Halladay for 3 years, how Halladay worked very quickly and through strikes. He was very economical. And he made that point when he left here, that he learned to become a pitcher pitching here in Toronto.
Two balls and no strikes to Bautista. 16 home runs, 42 RBI. Now hitting in the 5th spot. Really sets up well for the middle of the order. Good sink on that fastball. He swung right over the top of it.
That's a pitch that he developed. That good sinking action on his fastball. When he first came up, he threw very hard, but his fastball was very straight. And you don't last in the major leagues if you don't get that ball off the swing plane. That is something that Burnett has really mastered over the last couple of years.
2 balls and a strike. Right at the bottom of the zone. Bautista, he shows you what he thought of that call. Tough one to hit down there at the bottom of the knees, and he's now got a battle. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Bottom of the second inning. We're scoreless here at Rogers Center. First game between these two clubs this year. Hammered to left field. You can forget about this one. Bautista has just hit a long home run to left. Number 17 for the Major League leader in home runs.
You know, you've said it a couple times already this year about seeing a lot of pitches and getting a lot of information and watching that fastball. And I think that's exactly what Jose Bautista did. He measured that fastball from Burnett right in the happy zone. And Bautista gets that leg down and then explodes onto that baseball. Watch where it lands. Bam, right off the third deck for home run number 17.
That's one that we haven't seen much from him. Most of his homers are line drives. There's a fly ball into right. And Swisher breaks the play on Gonzalez. But most of Bautista's home runs have been more line drive home runs that just get out of the ballpark in a hurry. That one was a long, majestic home run.
High and deep to left field, and no doubt about it. Strike 1 and 2 were fastballs with some sink. This 3-2 fastball, and A.J. Burnett knew it, too. You can see his reaction after giving up that one.
A new career high for Jose Bautista with number 17. And it's the 4th of June. Lyle Overbay. Again, another wrinkled brow. Look back at the umpire. Curveball called the strike. Off the plate inside, 1-1. You can still hear the buzz at Rogers Center. People talking about that Bautista home run, and this ball club has kind of taken on the theme of home runs and extra base hits. That's what they do. They swing the bats.
It's so good to see everybody out here because this has been a fun team to watch. Cecil Gaston was talking about it before the game that he feels like his team has been in just about every game this year. The home run has done that. The pitching has been outstanding. We've seen some great defense from this team. It's a fun team to watch and get behind.
2 balls and his strike. A.J. Burnett having a little trouble getting on the same page with Chad Muller. Good crowd here tonight. Anxious to see another good series. Jay's playing well here at home recently. Off the plate. 3 balls and a strike. One nothing. Jays lead it on the 17th home run of the year by Jose Bautista. Sharply hit, but right at Robinson Cano at second. Buck Martinez along with Pat Tabler here. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Blue Jays lead it 1-0. John Buck, the catcher. Step in against A.J. Burnett. Buck's got a pair of home runs against Burnett. Overall, just 3 for 12. Breaking ball for a strike. Fastball 0-2. A couple of pretty good pitches to John Buck to start this at bat.
As a hitter, when you go up there and you're looking first pitch fastball, he throws you curveball that really messes up your thinking. First 2 pitches to John Buck, looks like A.J. Burnett crossed him up both times to jump ahead.
0-2. Way outside. Moeller can't block it. Chad Moeller in his second stint with the Yankees went to camp with the Orioles and was let go and signed quickly with the Yankees. And a great backup catcher, guy that will get the most out of a pitcher and certainly contribute behind the plate and occasionally at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball up third base. Rodriguez on the run, throws out John Buck. But the Blue Jays score first as Jose Bautista connects on an A.J. Burnett fastball. Home run number 17. 1-0. Blue Jays. Opportunity to honor some very deserving people out there trying to make their communities better. 1-0 Blue Jays here. Marcus Tim swings at the first pitch and trips it into center field. Yankees taking a page out of the Blue Jays book, jumping on the first pitch. Cano did it, and A-Rod did it, not Tim's.
No need to wait around. The way Brett Cecil has been pitching and throwing a lot of strikes.
Curtis Granderson, the center fielder. Today's Brett Cecil. Granderson had a lot of discussion about him not being able to hit left-handed pitching. But he has improved and starting to make some progress in that area. He's worked with Kevin Long, the hitting coach, on trying to use the same approach at the plate that he does against right-handed pitching.
Notorious for striking out a lot, especially against left-handed pitching. Just doesn't look as sure with that breaking ball going away from him as he does with it coming into him.
.237 this season against lefties compared to .288 against righties. I think they'd take .237, .245, somewhere in that neighborhood. That'd be a pretty good improvement from what he's done in the past. 0-2.
Good defense in center field. We've already seen that in the first inning, taking away extra base hits from Adam Lynn. But Granderson has the ability to lift the ball to right field. And in Yankee Stadium, that is a must if you hit from the left side.
Ground ball, Overbait steps on the bag, throw to second, not in time. Overbay bobbled the ball, and that cost him a chance for a double play.
Yeah, cleanly, yes. He's got an outstanding chance because he's got such a good arm. But the ball hits him on the heel of the glove as he comes off of first base with the backhand, drops it, and by then it's too late. Doesn't have the good throwing lane to get Timms at second base.
Yeah, Timms did a good job of staying in the inside of the base path and kind of forced Overbay into that high throw. Chad Moeller, the catcher, will bat with one out. Timms in scoring position at second. Moeller, this is just his third game, so his at-bats total just 6. Oh, and 2. Brett Cecil trying to continue a hot streak he's been on. One of his last 3 starts, pitched very well. Last time out against the Orioles went 8 strong innings.
Something else we'll watch from Brett Cecil tonight. The first 2 innings have been rough on him so far in 2010. His ERA through innings 1 and 2 is over 6. But then he settles in, and it's under 3 from the 3rd inning on. So far tonight, no problem. 3 up, 3 down his first 2 innings. Maybe signs of things to come.
Yeah, and it's all about adjustments, and we're going to see a lot of that from all of these young starters. And they get to control their emotions a little better early in the ball game, command their pitches a little more consistently, and that'll allow them to get off to much smoother starts.
He got off to a great start in his last time out against the Baltimore Orioles. He retired 16 of the first 17 batters he faced. Was in command really the whole time he was out there. Now he is just trying to get together with John Buck. What they want to do with 2 strikes, and I think this shows the maturity of Brett Cecil in his 2nd year, to call out the veteran.
Yeah, instead of just throwing the pitch that the catcher calls for, he wants to talk about it. Maybe he's got a different idea, but that's a great point. Younger pitchers have a tendency just to throw what the veteran catcher calls.
We saw a lot last year with the youngsters when they were out there. They would just throw it and it would get hit. Now Cecil has an idea. It tells me he has a plan of what he wants to do to get Moeller out.
A ball and 2 strikes. Went too far. Moeller strikes out. 3rd strikeout of the night for Brett Cecil.
It worked.
He had an idea what he wanted to do.
He now has a strikeout in each inning as he goes with the off-speed pitch, and the check swing is a strike.
There, Jeter grounded out to Aaron Hill in the 1st. 2 outs. Jays lead 1-0. Tap toward 3rd. Encarnacion. Long throw on the money. Strong throw from Edwin Encarnacion. Brett Cecil gives up a hit, but strands a base runner. 1-0 here. Jose Bautista, a solo home run, his 17th of the season, sets a new career high.
We've talked a lot of this year about the Blue Jays jumping on the first pitch. That's something we'll have to watch tonight, because A.J. Burnett on the first pitch, batters are hitting .324 against him. I think he knows that. That's why we've seen a lot of first pitch breaking ball.
First pitch fastball for a strike to Edwin Encarnacion. Third baseman hitting .203. 7 of his 16 hits have left the ballpark. Another good fastball on the corner. Oh, 0-2 to the number 9 hitter. Big curveball wide of the plate. Be interesting to see how this Yankee series goes, as we're going to see A.J. Burnett, Andy Pettitte, and Javier Vasquez, the 3 starters. You won't see Cecil, Sabathia, or Phil Hughes, and arguably Hughes is their best pitcher right now.
Yeah, he certainly, by the numbers, looks like it. Giving them lots of innings, throwing lots of strikes.
Here's a 7-1 with a .254 ERA.
I'm sure no one in the Yankee organization was thinking they would get that from Phil Hughes. Now, they knew he was good, but 7-1, 2.5, pretty good.
2-2 to Encarnacion. Lays off the high fastball. Phil Hughes, young right-hander, sitting next to CC Sabathia. Sabathia 5-3 through his first 12 starts. The league hitting just .203 against Phil Hughes. 3-2. Got a piece of it. 95-mile-an-hour fastball down and away.
You are just lucky just to foul that one off. Keep it at bat. There's the veteran Andy Pettitte. He will go tomorrow afternoon.
Now, Javi Vasquez, a Yankee for a second time in the middle. Francisco Cervelli, you can bet they're talking about hitters and how they're going to attack this lineup. Pettitte will start Saturday, Vasquez will start on Sunday, and Cervelli more than likely will be behind the plate.
That'll be the battery, I'm sure, tomorrow afternoon. Let the youngster get the day game after the night game. Yankees landed about 9 o'clock last night. They were delayed coming out of New York after their game, so Moeller gets the start tonight, and we'll probably see Cervelli tomorrow.
Another full count pitch outside. Encarnacion working for the walk. Check in with Sam Cosentino.
But coming into this game, Fred Lewis had never faced A.J. Burnett before. So what did he do? He consulted video on what Burnett does against the other lefties in the lineup in Lind and Overbay. He then went and consulted Cito Gaston and Dwayne Murphy and asked how he thought A.J. would pitch them. Now he has one at bat under his belt. So using all the resources here to gain information, and here his second at bat against Burnett ever.
Fred Lewis trying to get comfortable in the American League, and so far so good. Shattered bat, barrel all the way out to second. Rodriguez in foul ground makes the catch.
Well, it's no doubt. It didn't take me long to figure out what they're going to do with Fred Lewis. They're going to pound him inside. They're going to make him try and get the head of the bat out. It got out all the way out to second base because this fastball was right in on his hands. Now your swing doesn't come longer when they throw inside like that. It's got to be a lot shorter. And there's the bat head out to Ravi Cano out at second base.
One out now for Aaron Hill, who singled on the first pitch he saw tonight. We'll check in with Encarnacion. Mention Hill and his hot streak. He now has a 4-game hit streak. The fastball outside. Hill's streak now 7 for 14 during the 4-game streak. That's his 10th hit on this homestand.
And he's not doing it against any Joe. We've seen some good pitching the last few games.
Ground ball. Rodriguez at third. Cano at second. Quick turn in time to get Aaron Hill. Textbook double play. Rodriguez, the Gold Glover, at third, gave it to the Trust. Great seats to watch the Yankees' first visit to Rogers Center this season. Blue Jays anxious to turn around their fortunes. They lost 2 tough ball games to Tampa Bay before the off day on Thursday.
Cecil Gaston was asked about that, the effect that it would have on his team, those 2 tough losses. And he said, I would hope that it would be a learning experience for my young players. So if that comes around again later in the season, we're going to be better for it. I guess that's the only way you can look at it.
Well, think about yourself as a player. You played on good teams, and then good teams had to learn how to win. You get close, and then you lose some tough games like that. It hardens you. Try to figure out how to add on runs. You never take anything for granted. Always taking the extra base, always trying to move up no matter what the score is. And I think it's a learned sense of how to win. Swisher taps it up the first baseline, but it bounces into foul ground.
So many things that you can learn, you know, during the course of the season, little things like that. All right, how are we going to finish this game? How can we get this guy over? It might be the 5th inning. That run might turn out to be a big run late in the game.
2 balls and a strike to Nick Swisher. Excuse me, tap up the first baseline. Well, when you played on that great World Series team, and now not Mark Teixeira knows what that feels like, having won his first championship. Talk about the way the guys on the bench always approach games. Even though you're down, you're never out of it, and you're always trying to gain an edge.
First of all, everybody knew that there was a big bullseye on us because we were a good team, and we knew that. But kept the pressure on. Even though it was late in the game, that pitch looked pretty good. Another breaking ball from Cecil. Let's take a look at it quickly. Thought he had Swisher the first time up with the same type of pitch, but that time it's called ball.
Full count pitch to Nick Swisher in the dirt, and he walks. check in again with Sam Cosentino.
Well, Buck, with several off days this month, there was speculation that the Blue Jays would just go with the spot starter. But today, Cito Gaston announced that Brian Talbot will remain in the rotation, and the Blue Jays will continue through the month of June and right up to the All-Star break with the 5-man rotation. The basis for that decision to continue to protect these inexperienced pitchers.
Well, it's very important that you maintain some consistency, and you don't want to push them beyond their limits. I think, too, it had a lot to do with it, the fact that Brian Talbot threw so well.
Yeah.
Kind of made it an easy decision.
You said that in the broadcast that day, that he might be pitching for a spot back on this team, and it worked out nicely for him.
5 2/3 of shutout ball from Brian Talbot. Base hit left side. Mark Teixeira pushes Swisher to second. Mark Teixeira's first hit of the night. The Yankees off and running here in the fourth. Alex Rodriguez, the cleanup hitter, will bat with nobody out.
That's the thing about this Yankee lineup. They lead the major leagues in runs scored, and there's just not an easing out in this lineup. You get through it one time, navigate through it, you got to go back. Right back to the top.
Rodriguez takes a look at that first pitch. Ball gets away from Buck, and Swisher didn't pick up on. Swisher could see the ball was right at the catcher's feet. Even though Buck hadn't located it yet, he wasn't sure that he could advance to third.
He could see the ball, but he couldn't see that Buck did not know where the ball was. Watch John Buck look around for the ball, put his hands up. Where is it? If he could have read that, maybe he could have moved up. But when you've got a guy like Alex Rodriguez at the plate, you better not run into an out.
1-1. Ground ball, Gonzalez to Hill. Barehanded to first, double play. What a double play by Gonzalez and Hill. The shortstop shoveled the ball to Hill. It was away from his glove. The only way he could make the play was to barehanded.
You have to have good hands to play the middle infield, and not just with the glove. How about the bare hand? Aaron Hill reaches out with his double play partner to turn that one. And Alex Gonzalez, when that play was over, went right to him and said, way to pick me up.
2 outs. Big double play. Swisher at third. Robinson Cano, the batter. We have seen great defense on this homestand from the Rays, from the Blue Jays. Aaron Hill made a terrific double play there, taking the ball with his bare hand and making the pivot.
Seen a little bit of everything from those middle infielders.
Alex Gonzalez has certainly shored up the inner defense and made some spectacular plays, and you can discount his air total of 9.
Yeah, forget about that because he gets to so many balls. That play he just made was a lot harder than it looked. He made it look easy, but that in-between skipping one hopper is a tough ball to come up with.
And now chased a changeup. Again, we talk about it all the time. Blue Jays pitchers will throw changeups any count, anytime. They're all comfortable doing it.
I guess the question then is, would they do it 3 pitches in a row? You never want to double or triple up on pitches to give the hitter that thought. But you mix it in there every now and then.
Cut on and foul back. Cano was late. That previous changeup set up
because of the changeup.
A good fastball.
That's what Brett Cecil was saying after his last start would happen, is when I could spot my fastball inside and outside, that just made everything else that I threw that day that much tougher.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Got it. Another changeup with 2 strikes. Cano has gone down swinging twice tonight. Brett Cecil. Adam Lind takes a first pitch breaking ball, and Bautista is a good name to include on your all-star ballot for sure. Lots of first-time potential all-stars around both leagues. When you look at Rod Barajas in New York having a great run with the Mets, hitting 11 home runs. How about Joey Votto, Toronto's own Joey Votto, hitting .320 for the Reds. A lot of potential first-time all-stars. Martin Prado leading the National League in hitting.
Barajas has the most RBIs as a catcher, doesn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah.
2 balls and no strikes to Adam Lind. Strike at the knees. Lind almost hit a home run back in the first inning. He was robbed of an extra base hit by Curtis Granderson in deep center field. Line drive right at Nick Swisher. Lind hit it right on the button.
Somewhere down the line, he will get a broken bat, base hit, cue one off the end of the bat, something like that, because he has laid out a couple of line drives tonight, totaling about 700 feet.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one to tell him that right now, though.
No.
Hang with him.
No. Yeah. No, you can't do that.
Vernon Wells, a strikeout victim in the first. How did you fare against pitchers that you were teammates with previously?
I've played on a lot of teams. And I'm thinking about all the pitchers that I faced. You know what? I had a good idea.
Yeah.
I really did have an idea of how they attack certain hitters and the flight of the ball. Vernon Wells facing A.J. Burnett should really have a good idea because he was out in center field. watching the ball, the movement from his pitches.
Breaking ball tapped up the third base line. That ball is going to stay fair. Little home field advantage. A.J. Burnett says, Vernon Wells, you going to take that?
You're darn tootin'. I'm going to take that for my hitting streak.
That makes up for Adam Lynn's line drive to right. Doesn't help Adam at all.
It makes up for that P-rod that Vernon Wells hit at Evan Longoria the other day that was turned into 2. Right off the end of the bat, and you would think with the English on it that it would spin foul, but it hits the foul line and just dies on the carpet.
Look at him looking at Vernon Wells at first. Said a grown man hit that ball. 1 out for Bautista, who homered in his first at bat. Teammates.
That's just how I planned it.
Just another knock. 1 ball, no strikes. Jose Bautista. That solo home run in the second established a new career high for Bautista in home runs in the season at 17. Boy, he's seeing the ball well.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Even though he has the 17 home runs and he's hitting that 250 right around his career average in the production, he's seeing the ball. He is in hitting position when that ball crosses the plate.
He stands alone as the Major League leader in home runs. Coming into the game, he was tied for the American League lead. He's done it again! Make it 18! A 2-run home run for Jose Bautista. He's driven in all 3 Blue Jays runs.
You can put both of those home runs back to back and they're going to look the exact same. Fastball in, lifted to left field, and A.J. Burnett knows that he's given up his 6th home run of the season. Lands about the same spot as the first one. Off the facing of the third deck in left field, no doubt about it.
The epitome of a bloop and a blast. A swinging bunt and a long home run. 3-0 Blue Jays. Fastball for a strike. What a start to a season for Jose Bautista. He was tied with Miguel Cabrera and Paul Konerko at 16 at the start of play tonight. He now has 18.
When you see the ball as well as he's seeing it, those are the kind of things that happen to 2-0 pitchers.
0-2 to Gonzalez. Fouls off the breaking pitch. And you could just see his demeanor, his lack of tension at the plate, just the way he's tracking the baseball. His 5th multi-home run game of his career. No swing, says Gary Darling, the crew chief. Outside, 2-2. You know, we talk about learning how to win, and I truly believe winning is an acquired skill. And Cito Gaston's point about those tough 9th inning losses is a very valid one. It hurts for a while, but you better forget about it and refocus.
And you have to learn from it. You have to learn to finish off games, and that doesn't mean in the 9th inning. That might mean in the 5th or 6th inning. And that means scoring runs when you have a chance and preventing runs when you have a chance.
A.J. Burnett kind of spun out of his delivery and looked like he was thinking to Chad Muller, man, I'm sorry about that one. That thing was about 4 feet off target.
And a wrist burner.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. A.J. Burnett having a little trouble here. Can't get on the same page with Chad Muller.
He keeps trying to wipe his arm. He's sweating. He's been out there a lot this inning. A couple of home runs for Jose Bautista. We said after the second one, it looked like just the first one. Look right under Tony Fernandez. That hits on the pane. The first one right on the R. That's the one on the left, and then the one on the right. It's one pane over. Carbon copies.
3-2. Breaking ball got away from A.J. Burnett. Gonzalez reaches with 1 out. Joe Girardi knows his ball club strength is the depth of their starting pitcher. We mentioned Phil Hughes 7-1, Andy Pettit 7-1, CC Sabathia 5-3. That's how you win championships, with great starting pitching. Burnett has walked 2 here tonight. Lyle Overbay with 1 out. He made some points about Overbay refining his approach at the plate. Boy, he looks much more confident, much more at ease at the plate now.
Just like Jose Bautista, seeing the ball is such a big part of it, and you slow down the swing and not have so many moving parts, something that Overbay has done, and you're going to start seeing that average go up. 7 home runs and 25 driven in for Overbay. Really hitting the ball out away from him with authority, too.
He seems to have been freed up a little bit in his head by dropping down into the 7th spot as well. Coincidental with the minor mechanical adjustments, but the bats come to life. A ball and no strikes. Chad Muller's having a little trouble corralling that fastball. A lot of movement there.
Mike Harkey out to the mound to talk with A.J. Burnett, and while he does that, we took a split screen of Lyle Overbay earlier this year. Taking a look, on the left is April. Look how wide open he is. And on the right is just this week here in June. His feet are a little bit closer together now in June, and I think that has quieted him down. On the left in April, he's reaching for an outside pitch. You can see that the lower half is gone. On the right side, he is behind that ball, and that ball he drives off the center field wall.
Yeah, he's got a chance to really square up the ball with more power now because he's in a little better balance point. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Good sinking fastball from Burnett.
You know, the less movement that you can have, you always have to have some kind of movement, but the less you can have keeps that head still. And when that head's still, you see the ball so much better. Certainly has paid off this week for Lyle Overbay. He's had a big week.
2 balls and a strike. Ground ball towards second. Cano has but 1 play, and that's to first. Gonzalez moves up on the Overbay ground out. Bobby Cano is the only infielder on the Yankees infield that doesn't have a Gold Glove yet, and I think it's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
got great range and really good to his right up the middle in a very good throwing arm. Reminds me a lot of Manny Trio, where he throws the ball. A lot of velocity.
So on a tough double play, he can really turn a big one when they need it. And I think Mark Teixeira has helped him out with his positioning because Teixeira can play so far off the line at first base. Cano can do the same thing by playing up the middle.
2 outs for John Buck. Chased a bad breaking ball off the plate. Another opportunity to pad your lead here with 2 outs. This Yankee team, best hitting team in the American League at 288 coming into this game. Breaking ball on the inside corner. John Buck talking with Bill Hahn, the home plate umpire. Generally, that conversation is, did that just get on the corner? And the umpire said, yep, just on the corner. Just to get reaffirmation of what you thought you saw.
Yep. And I'm going to get that when my pitcher is out there.
0-2. Off the plate. See Burnett tonight. We talked about this at the start of the show, how he's under control. We haven't seen him just spin wildly out of that delivery and try to light up the radar gun. He's trying to pitch his way through this situation.
We saw him in the first couple of innings throw good sinking fastballs. Have not seen that this inning.
Breaking ball. Again, the appeal denied at first. And Joe Girardi is getting on Gary Darling, suggesting that Buck swung at it.
Well, you can tell from this angle right here. Did he go around?
It went pretty far.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Gonzalez at second. Ground ball. Rodriguez retires John Buck for a second time tonight. But the Blue Jays expand their lead. A 2-run home run by Jose Bautista. His second of the night gives him 18 on the season. Blue Jays lead the
6. Both are 1:07 start times. For tickets, 341-1234, or at BlueJays.com, or another option at most Rogers Plus locations. So get a chance to see the Blue Jays and the Yankees here in this weekend set.
I'll get a chance to see Ricky Romero and Andy Pettitte. And then Sunday, Brandon Morrow against Javi Vasquez. Should be a great weekend of baseball here at Rogers Center. And exciting tonight. You can hear the buzz in the crowd. Jose Bautista has put on another home run show. 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. He's been the offense. The DH, Jorge Posada, will start things off here in the 5th. Curveball for a strike. Brett Cecil looks like he's getting very comfortable out there right now.
Certainly is. You watch him pitch. First pitch of an inning to a good hitter, he drops a curveball. He has used his changeup effectively. There's another one, and he stabs at it. He has used his fastball, and when he senses they're sitting on something else, he drops a slider on them. So far, so good for Brett Cecil.
Well, first innings can be so challenging for even a veteran starter. Just to get in and control your emotions, have a chance to settle into things. And Brett Cecil's had some problems early in the season, early in ball games, but boy, it's been a pretty good start for him tonight.
Once he can navigate through those first couple of innings, he gets stronger and stronger. His strikeout to walk ratio goes up to 3-1 from the 3rd inning on.
Cued off the end of the bat right to Overbay. He'll step on the bag. 2 quick outs here in the 5th. This can be an intimidating lineup to a young pitcher. But I think because of the success he's had over the last several starts, just kind of taking it literally a start at a time and staying with his game plan.
We are talking about when you get beat learning something. Well, last year the Yankees beat up on Brett Cecil. His ERA against them in 2 starts was over 11. He gave up 16 hits and 10 earned runs in 8 innings of work. But he's smart, and he learned something. He's a better pitcher today for going through that.
Curtis Granderson takes a first pitch ball, swings at the breaking ball to even the count at 1-1. Lifted toward left field. Fred Lewis cruises over toward the line and makes the catch. Quick out for Brett Cecil here in the 5th. Quick inning. 3-0. Blue Jays lead the Yankees. Friends and family, I'm sure, but it's great to have you, Paul. Welcome to the booth.
Oh, it's great to be here and to be at the game. It's been a while since I've been at a game, and to have a car sponsored by the Blue Jays and Make-A-Wish is pretty cool.
That's a sharp-looking car. Talk about the Honda car for you.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. Obviously, racing in my hometown here in Toronto is it's what it's all about for me, and to support Make-A-Wish and Honda and the Blue Jays, it's like a dream come true. So I'm excited for next month.
How often do you get to check in on the Blue Jays?
Not that often. I live in Vegas, so we don't have a lot of sports teams there. But the guys I was signing autographs with today both played for the 51, so they were telling me how much they like to party there, but didn't like to play very much because it was so hot. But it's a nice night tonight, and the Jays are playing good tonight.
What's next on your schedule as far as the racing?
For me, it's going to be the Honda Indy in Toronto and Edmonton, with the Honda and Blue Jays car. So come on out. We have Free Friday is the first time here in Toronto. Everybody gets in the racetrack for free on Friday, and come down and have a good time.
Encarnacion fouls it.
Paul, I saw that car, and everybody saw that car, and I have to ask you, how fast will that car go in the streets of Toronto?
Downtown Toronto on Lakeshore will probably do about close to 190 miles an hour.
Wow.
In between the walls. So not a lot of room for error out there, that's for sure.
Is this one of the tightest race courses you drive on?
It's a tricky track. Obviously, it's street course racing, so you don't have a lot of room for error. You can't just slide off into the grass and make a mistake. Oh,
Encarnacion has taken care of a mistake from A.J. Burnett. 4-0 Blue Jays. Encarnacion's 8th home run, third allowed by A.J. Burnett in his return to Rogers Center.
Early in the game, we saw A.J. Burnett really sinking his fastball, but the home runs have been straight. And the power of the Blue Jays have been able to turn those fastballs around. Watch this one. Right down Broadway, and Burnett knows it again. He's like, I need to get the ball down. And I've read all the press clippings and everything about this Blue Jay team. They're very powerful, and he's seeing it firsthand here.
Well, they've got him rattled, that's for sure.
The Blue Jays have rattled a lot of pitchers this year, leading the majors in home runs. 4-0 now, bottom of the 5th. Fred Lewis takes a strike. The thrill from West Hill, that's a great name, and obviously an opportunity to come home and race. And once you get into that race car, talk about the physical exertion it takes during the course of a full IndyCar race.
It's 2 hours long. You don't get any time to go sit on the You don't get any time to go sit on the bench, that's for sure. It's 2 hours. You got a hot, fireproof suit on and a helmet. It's hard to breathe, and when it's hot outside, it's not too bad when it's cool when you're playing any sports, but when it's hot in the middle of the summer and it's 85 degrees and humid, it gets hot. So you lose a lot of weight, you sweat a lot of water out of you, and it's physical. You make one little mistake and you can get hurt.
Talk about the communication. I never realized the communication between you and your bosses.
Well, it's kind of the same as what you guys have here. You have people talking in your ear all the time, and you got to be able to concentrate on what you're doing on the racetrack and also take in that information without paying too much attention to it. But, once you get used to it, it just everything kind of flows and happens.
What kind of things do they say to you?
Oh, they're counting down the laps. They're telling me what fuel mileage I need to make, when we're going to pit. Do I want any changes on the car during the pit stop? Do we want to change tire pressures?
Aaron Hill to center field. Granderson again back on the warning track and hauls it in right at the 400-foot mark.
Yeah, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of useless information, but there's a lot of information that's important. When you're going to pit, you miss coming in the pit and you run out of fuel. So we calculate that stuff down to tenths of a gallon left when you make your pit stop.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. The decisions you have to make almost as quick as it takes for a batter to think about swing or take, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you got to think quick as a batter up there, but this pitcher, he's starting to think, I think pretty, he's taking his time here.
Adam Lynn has hit the ball hard twice against Burnett. Well, Paul, we want to thank you for joining us and congratulate you on your relationship with Make-A-Wish Foundation, obviously a great charity, and we certainly be rooting for you when you come back up to race.
All right, we're going to come back and try to win one for the Blue Jays in my hometown of Toronto and Make-A-Wish.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Great to see you.
Thanks.
Good luck to you, Paul.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
That's Paul Tracy, the thrill from West Hill, be back in town with the Honda Blue Jays Make-A-Wish IndyCar in the Honda Toronto Indy race. Fouled at the plate. Edwin Encarnacion, his 8th home run of the season, has expanded the lead. A.J. Burnett has been touched up for 3 home runs here tonight. Encarnacion and Bautista just talking home runs, exchanging information about A.J. Burnett. Down and in.
Be a short conversation. What'd you hit? Fastball?
What'd you hit?
Fastball.
A.J. Burnett has been hit hard by Bautista and Encarnacion. Not much else going on for the rest of the lineup.
The long ball really hadn't hurt him this year in 11 starts. He had just given up 4 home runs coming into this game.
3rd walk issued by A.J. Burnett.
Joe Girardi knows that with a veteran pitching staff, he'll give him lots of chances to get through this game. He's been out there before when he sees his starting pitcher struggle like that. Burnett knows what he's doing.
Obviously, this is a very potent Yankee attack as well, and Girardi is just hopeful that Burnett can settle down and throw some zeros on the board. Vernon Wells had that swinging bunt up the third base line in the 4th ahead of Bautista's 2nd home run. Faced a pitch off the plate outside. All 4 runs again tonight have come on the long ball. Blue Jays have scored 4 on 3 home runs.
They lead the major leagues in runs produced from their home runs.
A lot of movement on that fastball, boy. He looks out over the plate and then it just darts to either corner.
Big difference between that pitch and the 3 home runs tonight. The home runs were fastballs that were flat, straight.
A ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 5th. Edwin Encarnacion led off the inning with a long home run to left. Faced a breaking ball, ball in the dirt. Moeller will throw to first base to retire Vernon Wells. But the Blue Jays get some insurance off the bat of Edwin Encarnacion. A long, deep drive to left field. His 8th home run of the season. 3rd allowed by Burnett. Here's the pitching comparison. A.J. Burnett and Brett Cecil.
5 hits for A.J. Burnett, 3 home runs and 2 singles, but Brett Cecil has really picked his game up. New York Yankees came into this game hitting .295 against left-handed pitching this season. He's only given up 2 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. So Cecil using all of his pitches tonight. These shutout balls, sorry.
Excuse me, these young pitchers are legit. There's no getting around it. They take it to the next level by consistency. They have all the pitches. Now it's just a matter of taking it out there on a given night. First pitch swing is Moeller, and that ball's going to be in front of Wells. Gets away from Wells, and now Moeller heads into second base. A leadoff double here in the 6th. That sinking liner, Moeller may have tweaked his knee going around first. He was kind of flexing his knee.
Ball off the end of the bat, so it's going to be sinking quickly for Vernon Wells, who tries to block it, but it hits the turf, bounces up, and when he can't find it, Moeller, the veteran, knows that that ball right in front of him will make it into second base easily.
Derek Jeter, 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out twice. Jeter batting .299. We had talked about Jeter in the recent hot streak he was on. Outside. Good crowd tonight. First game of the 3-game series. First time these two clubs have met. 30,089 in attendance here at Rogers Center. And they're getting their money's worth. Jose Bautista and Edwin Encarnacion have staked the Blue Jays to a 4-run lead.
It's a fun team that hits home runs. Who doesn't like the home runs?
Pitching and home runs.
It's good combination. Edwin Encarnacion with a home run tonight, and Jose Bautista with a couple.
Center field. That'll get down. Vernon Wells will play it on a hop. Chad Moeller's not running well. I think he tweaked his right knee. Derek Jeter has his first hit in the night. First and third, nobody out here in the 6th.
Well, he doesn't run well to begin with.
Right.
He wasn't going to score on that base hit. Now Cecil's got to figure out and make some pitches here. Infield will play back. They will concede the run, looking for a ball on the ground. They'll trade 2 outs for a run here in the 6th inning.
Infield turned a great double play off the bat of Alex Rodriguez in the 4th. Yankees had a similar situation with a leadoff walk and a single, and A-Rod hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Nick Swisher takes the first pitch strike. With that base hit, Derek Jeter has now 264 hits against the Jays. That's the most ever by a batter against the Jays. Previous leader was Robin Yount. He has passed Yount. On the ground with foul.
He's a pro, isn't he?
Well,
Derek Jeter, tough.
Well, the guy he passed is a Hall of Famer, and Jeter will be when he retires. But he's consistent. I think that's the one thing that you think about. Derek Jeter gives you the same effort every day. Up by 11, down by 11, tied into 16.
First inning, 6th inning, 9th inning, it doesn't matter. He's the one guy you don't want to see at the plate with that tying or winning run in scoring position, because he'll figure out a way to get him in.
0-2 on Swisher. Cecil reached for a little extra and threw it high, well out of the zone.
Yeah, he has a little extra. There was a game in earlier this year that he was throwing 93, 94 miles an hour. I think it was in Cleveland, wasn't it? There are the numbers, first, second, and third time through the lineup.
And this indeed is the third trip through the order. 1-2. Bounced and blocked. Well blocked by John Buck. Runners hold their ground.
Swisher in his career has struck out a lot. He has had seasons of 152 strikeouts, 131, 135, 126 last year in limited time. 43 this year. He's a different type of hitter, not that free swinger that we've seen the last couple of years.
2-2. On the ground, should be 2. Gonzalez to Hill for 1. Back to first, dug out by Overbay. Second double play turned tonight. Overbay picks the low throw. Yankees score a run on the play, but they'll trade a run for 2 outs anytime.
Yeah, they certainly will. Pitcher's best friend, that double play. Made possible by Overbay. Aaron Hill has more time than he thinks because Jeter did not have a big lead, and Overbay saves it. Good feed from Gonzalez, and the first baseman, the in-between hop, stays right with it.
Overbay's got a great glove at first. Consistent, certainly gives his infielders an awful lot of confidence that they get it in the area, he's going to catch it. Let's check in with Sam Cosentino.
Well, Buck, very quickly, last week, Lyle Overbay went to Tom Farrell, the groundskeeper, and said, hey, shave off some of that top dressing, make it a little harder for me, and that was more like the field he saw last year, very used to that surface over at first.
Gonzalez with another good defensive play behind Brett Cecil, snares the line drive off the bat of Mark Teixeira. Good pitching, good defense, and a lot of power. The location of the 3 pitches.
That's the most important thing. Early in the game, he was sinking his fastball, but the home runs, watch the location and watch where they are, right in the middle of the plate. Good hitters are going to square that up. Bautista has done it twice. Edwin Encarnacion right down, head down, ball right on the hitting plane, and good results from it.
Middle of the plate, and they're doing some damage. And Bautista has been so selective and so patient this year. And again, we have to get back to his finish last September. He had 10 home runs in September. Carried that momentum into winter ball. And then had a great spring. A.J. Burnett, 2 home runs to Bautista so far tonight.
Does he knock him off the plate with that first pitch? Here goes breaking ball.
Yeah, I don't think you can blame Bautista for hitting home runs. He hit mistake fastballs.
Yep, and I think the pitcher not hit him, but just knock him off the plate, just to say, hey, I see you.
Two balls and no strikes.
Taking those borderline pitches. This is exactly where he was last time up. 2-0. And he got a fastball.
Went too far. Burnett crossed him up. Well, I tell you what, we have seen the Rays in here with their great starting staff. The Yankees have followed, and this lineup for the Jays has commanded respect. 2-0 breaking balls.
Yep. First pitch breaking balls to Hill and Lynn.
Burnett keeps kicking at the dirt mound as if he's having trouble with his landing foot. Spun out of that pitch and pulled it well outside. Hitters count. 3-1. A 3-1 breaking ball. That's what you get when you hit two home runs.
Yeah, well, he's not going to continually throw you fastballs 2-0, 3-1. But that's okay. The way Bautista's swinging the bat, take it.
Walked him. Leadoff walk. Tune in tonight for Hockey Central. Complete highlights and analysis from Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Time on Sportsnet Ontario. Leadoff walk here in the 6th. Alex Gonzalez has been his usual self with the glove at shortstop again tonight, initiating a couple of big double plays. Bautista has but 3 steals in 5 attempts. Blue Jays aren't running as frequently as we saw early in the season back in April, before they went on this home run tear.
No need to. You don't want to be running into outs. I think he just had a courtesy throw over to first base to see if Alex Gonzalez would tip anything. Blue Jays don't run. They don't even bunt.
You can really see that it's a hot, muggy night with the roof closed here at Rogers Center. Burnett's been dealing with it all night long. Popped up, back out of play. Check in with Sam Cosentino.
Well, guys, with all the power, you haven't seen many stolen bases, but the one thing that A.J. Burnett still has trouble with is holding runners on. We've seen so many throwovers already. In fact, 15 out of 18 successful steal attempts against Burnett this year.
Yeah, he's always been one that didn't really worry an awful lot about a stolen base because he had the strikeout in his back pocket.
That's right.
Kind of like Juan Guzman. No balls and a strike. Nobody out. Ball in the dirt dug out by Chad Mullen. Guzman, during that great run here in Toronto, never really could hold the base runner close, but didn't make any difference. He'd strike you out with that big slider and just leave that base runner standing a second.
Well, when runners got over to first base and I was out there, I'd tell them, don't throw over here because I can't see the ball. He threw it so hard over there. So they knew that. No, I'm just kidding. It's good.
1-1. Bautista will dive back into the first. Hometown fans having a little fun with A.J. Burnett here. He pitched in Toronto 3 years with the Blue Jays. Broken bat, base hit up the middle. Another shattered bat, but Gonzalez is aboard with a single. (4-1), Jays lead it. Got something going again against A.J. Burnett here in the sixth.
You got to bring around that leadoff walk, and this will help. Right off the end of the bat, it shatters his glove into 3 different pieces. Jose Bautista had to hold up at first base. Not sure if that ball is going to be caught or not, but Gonzalez has a base hit. Blue Jays have something going here in the sixth.
Lyle Overbay, first and second, nobody out. Cuts on the first pitch and misses.
He has handled that pitch this homestand. That fastball up and away. So not surprised that he went after it when he recognized it.
Teixeira is giving Gonzalez an awful lot of room at first to potentially break up a double play if the ball's hit on the ground. Fastball on the corner. Sergio Mitre begins to loosen up. Mariano Rivera peering through the fence, keeping an eye on his starter, A.J. Burnett. 0-2 to Overbay. Outside with the breaking ball. Overbay on this homestand is really starting to swing the bat, as Pat mentioned, and because of that, he's hit the ball all over the field, and the Yankees defense reflects that. They're spread about as thin as you can get.
Well, with a good fastball from Burnett, Granderson, the center fielder, will shade him to left center.
Little looper down the left field line. That's going to fall, but it's foul. Bautista read nobody was going to catch it. Got a good break off second base, but it hit in foul territory.
When it left the bat, it looked like it was going to stay fair. And that's why it's so hard to defense Lyle Overbay. He can pull the ball into the Yankee bullpen for a home run. We've seen that on this homestand. We've seen him hit a ball off the center field wall. And that time he almost blooped one down the left field line for an RBI hit.
Overbay on this homestand is 10 for 24. He's looking to extend a hit streak to 6 games. Breaking ball. Teixeira will only have the play at first. Overbay moves the runners up.
It's as good as a sacrifice bunt. Now 2 runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs. Chance for John Buck to knock him in. We'll see how the Yankee infield plays it. I'm sure they'll come in now. Can't afford to give up any more runs.
A.J. Burnett gets a visit from his catcher, Chad Moeller. Buck has hit 2 ground balls tonight, grounded out the third twice. So there's the inner defense trying to save a run at the plate here. John Buck has a big hole at shortstop between Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter. Another ball bounced foul. John Buck's had 2 sacrifice flies on this homestand. Tuesday, he had a solo home run and a sac fly against Tampa Bay, and then Wednesday he had a sac fly in the second inning. The center field off David Price. Hammered to right field. That ball's down the right field corner and foul. Buck certainly hit it deep enough to score the runner from third had Swisher made a catch.
Keeps that fair. 2 runs come in. He's going to have to battle now. Burnett has thrown some of the best breaking balls tonight to John Buck, the right-hander, and he's had to swing at him.
Again, making sure that they're both on the same page. Moeller and Burnett chat things over. Burnett has thrown 100 pitches. 26 of those came in the 4th inning. That's when he gave up the 2-run home run to Bautista. 0-2 to John Buck. Bounce. Gets away from the catcher, and Bautista will score. Gonzalez moves to third base. That breaking ball got away from Chad Moeller as Burnett really tried to bury the curveball.
You're right. You end up throwing it just a little bit harder, trying to get the strikeout, and it ends up in the dirt. Chad Moeller has done a good job all night long blocking this curveball, this breaking ball in the dirt. This time he can't get over in front of it and square his body up. Bautista is going to score as Burnett uncorks his 4th wild pitch of the season.
Infield still drawn in. A ball and 2 strikes on Buck. Lifted into center field. Should be deep enough. Gonzalez stands at third. He tags, and he'll come in to score. John Buck, another sacrifice fly, expands the lead to 5.
I believe it was the only fastball he saw that at bat, but he was waiting for it. Plenty strong enough to lift it into center field. They give up a run in the top of the inning, and the offense comes right back and gets them 2 more.
The acquired skills. 2 outs now for Edwin Encarnacion, who homered in his last at bat in the 5th. Breaking ball, big hop to third. Rodriguez to Teixeira. But the Blue Jays scored 2 big runs. A leadoff walk comes in to score. Gonzalez singled. He scored as well. It's 6-1 Jays.
A couple of runners on and a dangerous hitter, Rodriguez at the plate. Alex Gonzalez snags the one hopper, feeds it over to his double play buddy, Aaron Hill, who grabs it bare hand. He continues on with the double play, a big one to help Brett Cecil get through the 4th inning.
Well, defense is certainly on their toes behind Cecil tonight. He has not walked a batter. He has constantly pitched ahead, and that keeps the defense engaged, and they have responded to Cecil's aggressive nature. Alex Rodriguez with his Yankees down by 5. changeup. What a weapon. A one-ball changeup that Rodriguez was way out in front of.
If you can throw it with good arm action where you don't give it away, it's a great pitch, especially against a team that can hit the fastball.
Well, Cecil's got a very smooth delivery. And sometimes pitchers get in a rush to throw a changeup.
They short arm it or they give it away.
That 90-mile-an-hour fastball appears to be about 93 after a good changeup in the at-bat. Left field hit hard. Fred Lewis will watch it sail over his head. Rodriguez around first. They got a shot at him at second. Throws offline. Rodriguez didn't get out of the box very quickly.
And the ball was hit really hard off the bat of Alex Rodriguez, and I think it fools Fred Lewis in left field. He sees it, but then halfway out it just takes off right there, and he realizes it's over his head. Now, I think Aaron Hill, the second baseman, was expecting Alex Gonzalez to cut the ball off and relay it. But he lets it on through, and it's off the bag, and it's a double for Rodriguez.
Second consecutive innings, the Yankees have had a leadoff double. Moeller had the double and scored in the sixth. Now Rodriguez. Robinson Cano chases the first pitch fastball. Cano has struck out twice tonight against Cecil. Average slipped to 369.
All the way down to 369, huh? He has pitched Cano tough. He really has. He's changed his patterns the first two times up. Got him the first time with a slider, second time with a changeup.
And to give you an idea how tough Cecil has been on Cano, Cano coming into this game was hitting 380 against left-handed pitching.
And where was that changeup that he got him?
Inside. Something you don't see a lot. Pitchers generally don't throw changeups to arm side batters. Cecil's a left-hander. Cano hits from Cecil's arm side, and pitchers always thought, well, that ball's going to run down and in right into his wheelhouse. Not the case. Out in front. But so many pitchers really do themselves a disservice by not throwing their changeup. In Cecil's case, to left-handers, because it's a very effective pitch and maybe his most effective pitch, and you're only shortchanging yourself by not using it.
Why take that away from what you do?
Nobody out here in the seventh. Hit a ton, but foul. Into the second deck. Robbie Cano has really become an icon around baseball with the bat.
Look at the rankings this season. First at 369. He is first in hits in the American League. Home runs tied for sixth. This is ranks this season for the Yankees. 43 RBIs driven in for a middle infielder.
Fought off and hit foul. Great production. And when you think about the Yankees infield with A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira, there's thunder all over the infield. So they can sacrifice some offense behind the plate when Cervelli plays or in the outfield. Happy fans with a souvenir courtesy of Robinson Cano. A ball and 2 strikes. Alex Rodriguez at second. Popped up. Down the left field line, Encarnacion in foul territory will make the catch. Buck Martinez, Pat Tabler here at the Rogers Center. Brett Cecil has held the Yankees to 5 hits, just a single run through 6 1/3. Jorge Posada has grounded out twice. First pitch changeup misses down. Brett Cecil against the Rangers back on the 14th of May lasted just 2 innings. Gave up 8 runs on 8 hits. But in his last 3 starts, he's been great. This makes 4 in a row. 1-1 to Posada. After he was roughed up by the Rangers here at Rogers Center, he went on the road and beat Seattle 3-2. Then beat the Angels 6-0 with a 7 1/3 inning outing, just 2 hits allowed to the Angels.
And then was a little bit better his next time out. That was against Baltimore.
1-1. Posada takes his strike. In Baltimore, 8 innings and 4 hits, just 2 earned runs and no walks.
Such a key for Cecil, command and control. 7 walks, or excuse me, 7 strikeouts and no walks in those 8 innings versus the Orioles.
A ball and 2 strikes on the ground. Encarnacion gloves it, looks back Rodriguez to second and throws out Posada. Leadoff double for Rodriguez. He hasn't moved up. Jason Frazier loosening up with 2 outs here in the 7th inning.
You know what Brett Cecil did in his last start against Baltimore? It was outstanding, but he did something in that game for just the 2nd time all season long. He gave up an RBI to a left-handed batter. Nick Markakis singled off him late. And he has really held the left-handers down.
Marcus Tim swings on the first pitch. Bautista racing over toward the foul line and makes the catch. Jose Bautista corrals it. A-Rod leadoff double. He didn't move up. Brett Cecil has spun 7 strong innings here tonight. And the show only on PlayStation.
Consistency has been a key for A.J. Burnett this season. The highs and the lows have been few and far between, but this is a low. 6 innings, 6 hits, 6 earned runs. The home run ball was the big blows against the big Yankee starter tonight. Just 2 strikeouts and 4 walks. He's been so consistent throwing strikes. Tonight it looked like he had trouble locating at times.
Sergio Mitre will come out of the bullpen. Mitre, over his last 4 appearances, has allowed just 1 hit and an earned run in 4 innings. Overall, in 9 relief appearances, he's pitched 13 2/3.
He was their 5th starter last year. Joe Girardi had him when they were both together in Florida with the Marlins. He's got a great sinking fastball. You see a lot of balls on the ground when he's throwing strikes and keeping it down.
Fred Lewis will be glad that A.J. Burnett's gone. He strapped on a 0 for 3 quickly on Fred Lewis. Really pitched him tough. They pounded him inside.
Yeah, and up.
Breaking ball down and in. 0-2. That comeback fastball just missed the inside corner. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Rogers Center. Sergio Mitre in relief of A.J. Burnett. Yankees are down 6-1. Lewis strikes out to start the 7th. Commentator clothing provided in part by Zizenia. Statistical information provided by Stats Inc. Music provided by Universal Canada. Mitre strikes out the first batter he faces, and now we'll deal with Aaron Hill. Hill had a single in his first at bat that extends his hit streak to 4 games. The average inching up toward 200, and it has been a steady climb lately.
It's been a battle for him. There were times that he was coming out of it, but then he quickly went back into the problems that he has had early in the season. You see glimpses of it, him starting to come out of it. Tonight was a good sign, being able to get on top of a A.J. Burnett fastball and bang it right back through the middle for a hit.
Mitre's got a lot of movement on that fastball, much like Burnett when he's down in the zone. It's like a bowling ball coming in there.
Hard to square it up. You know, you're taught to try and hit a baseball on a downward plane to give it backspin. But when it moves so much like that and late, tough to square it up and hit a line drive. You end up just beating it right into the dirt around home plate.
Breaking ball. Appeal to Gary Darling at first. Yankees questioned a check swing call by Darling on John Buck earlier in the game. Back in the 4th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the 7th inning. That's tough to deal with. That running fastball coming inside and get top half of it and hit it right down into your feet.
That's another thing that happens when you've got right-handers throwing sinkers to right-handed batters. You don't hit it off your foot. Sometimes you hit it off your shin or your knee.
There's so much movement. You go out to get the ball when you think it's out of way, and then you draw your hands in to make contact and just get the top half of a baseball.
A lot of times hitters will move up closer to the pitcher to try and hit it before it breaks so much.
Chad Muller's done a pretty good job of blocking most of those breaking balls in the dirt. One got away from him back in the 6th inning that allowed Jose Bautista to score the first of 2 runs that came in the 6th. It's a curveball in the dirt by Burnett. Full count to Hill. The 1-out walk. Joe Girardi knows that he can ill afford to fall any further behind the Blue Jays. They're down by 5 and have just 2 at-bats left.
Good at-bat by Aaron Hill to get Adam Lind up there, who has had some good success against Mitre.
Way up and away. Hill thought about advancing, but the ball was right at the catcher's feet. 30,089 here at Rogers Center. Friday night series opener against the New York Yankees. Two balls and no strikes. The numbers for Lind against Mitre. 4 for 12, but he's hit 2 bombs.
Tough to get Mitre to elevate the ball. Tough to get it in the air with that great sinker, but Lind has done a good job of that.
Good eye, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, 1 out. Taking all the way, takes a strike. Three and 1. Ground ball. Cano's got to wait on it. All they can get's Hill at second on the fielder's choice. Two outs now for Vernon Wells. Wells has extended his hit streak to 12 games. He had a swinging bunt up the third baseline. A.J. Burnett, the pitcher, decided to let it roll, hoped it would go foul. It stayed fair, and then the next batter, Jose Bautista, hit a 2-run homer.
9 times out of 10 that ball squibs foul, doesn't it? They tilted the lines. I saw them earlier today tilting the lines up there just for that. Couldn't roll it out there any better.
Fastball for a strike. Wells is 5 for 14 against Sergio Mitre. Blue Jays have hit 3 home runs here this evening. 2 by Jose Bautista, the third coming off the bat of Edwin Encarnacion.
That's the thing about the Jays. They've got that power up and down the lineup. You make a mistake, they can make you pay. John Buck has 9 home runs, Encarnacion 8. Those are your 8 and 9 hitters.
Up and in, 2-1. Kevin Long, the Yankees hitting coach, was talking about the depth of the lineup. And so I look down in the order and I'm trying to get a feel for it. You got Overbay 7th, Buck 8th, and Encarnacion 9th. There's not an awful lot of soft spots in this Jays lineup, much like the Yankees.
Well, a third of the way through the season, you project that out. That's 27 and 24 home runs from your 8 and 9 hitters.
2 balls and a strike. Vernon Wells sharply on the ground, but Rodriguez has it. Goes to second for the force out. We've played 7 complete here at Rogers Center. Blue Jays are up behind Brett Cecil, 6-1. Top of the 8th inning. Brett Cecil has been in control. He's been supported by the long ball once again. 3 home runs in the game, 2 by Jose Bautista, number 17 and 18. And Edwin Encarnacion has hit his 8th.
Some good defense also by the Jays. We didn't get a chance to talk about that running catch by Bautista in the 7th inning, but that was a nice play by the right fielder.
Curtis Granderson. Boy, Cecil has really had the Yankee hitters off stride all night by changing speed so effectively.
The thing about that is he has been able to keep them off balance with not just one pitch. He has been able to throw curveball for strike, slider, change up, and then throw that heater when they're not expecting it. Like that. Just 89 miles an hour.
The tempo and rhythm for Cecil have been spot on all night. Line drive into right. That'll stay up for Bautista, and he makes the catch. Not many balls have been hit hard by the Yankees here tonight. That was one of them.
In his career, Cecil has been more of a fly ball pitcher than a ground ball pitcher. About even tonight. Not 1-to-1 ground balls to fly balls.
Chad Moeller, the catcher, doubled and scored in the 6th. two-seam fastball ran off the plate. Popped up, Overbay into foul ground near the warning track, and he'll have plenty of room. 2 quick outs here in the 8th. Tune in tomorrow for Game 2 of the Jays versus Yankees. A real pitcher's duel. Andy Pettitte, the veteran, against Ricky Romero in his 2nd season in the big leagues. 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time on all Sportsnet channels. Game 2. Ricky Romero has really taken it a step up off of last year, and he won 13 games a year ago, but he too, just like Brett Cecil, has really become more comfortable pitching in the big leagues.
Throwing more strikes. He's got the same kind of stuff as Brett Cecil. A fastball, he turns over, cutter, curveball, everything like that. But he throws them harder.
Both John Buck and Jose Molina characterize Ricky Romero as the toughest pitcher they've ever had to catch. Speaks volumes about the movement he has on his pitches. There's a good pitch at the knees. .101 pitches now for Brett Cecil. His season high 110 came 2 starts ago against the Angels in Anaheim. Wicked changeup.
Yep.
The shortest path back to respectability starts on the mound. And the Blue Jays are developing a pretty good young pitching staff. Interesting. Got into his delivery, didn't like where he was, and just shut her down. That's like a golfer starting his backswing and stopping. Good move. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Jeter's seen that changeup enough now to identify and lay off.
The patterns also. He is such a student of the game. Has a great idea what he wants to do when he's up there.
Got it. Inside fastball strikes out Derek Jeter. First strikeout for Cecil since the 4th. It's his 5th of the night. He gets the veteran Jeter on a running fastball inside. of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Cecil Gaston going down the bench to find his starter and congratulate Brett Cecil on a job well done. 8 innings of 5-hit baseball.
Giving up just that 1 run, third time this season that Cecil has thrown 8 innings. And with handshakes and hugs all around, it looks like Jason Frazier will finish this one in the 9th inning.
Jose Bautista's had a perfect night. 2 home runs, a walk. He's scored 3 times and driven in 3. .45 RBI now for Bautista. Hammered to left field. That ball is off the wall. Marcus Tim's throw into second base, and his red-hot hitting continues.
How big does that baseball look right now to Jose Bautista? 1-0. Right down Broadway again, and this time not the high, majestic home run, but the line drive that comes about 5 feet from number 3.
He's squaring it up every time he swings at it. Alex Gonzalez had a broken bat single in the 6th. He is officially 1 for 2. Bautista had a big break at second base as if he felt he could steal third.
With what has happened to the Blue Jays the last couple of games,
just keep it going.
Keep scoring.
Yep. Especially with a leadoff double. Ground ball wide of third.
When do you say enough is enough?
You don't say that in the American League East.
Right.
There's too many good teams.
I agree.
Too many great offenses. And I think the bar has been raised by several runs. Cecil Gaston understands how these teams can come back so quickly. Tampa Bay did it. 4 in the 9th, 6 in the 9th. Back-to-back nights.
Yep. And the Yankees certainly have the thunder to do it.
And so do the Blue Jays. And by the way, how about the Red Sox? A lot of teams in this division can come back. Blue Jays have 16 come from behind wins this year. So they've been on both ends of it. Two balls and a strike. Gonzalez lifts it high and deep. Left field line. Marcus Timms over in the corner. Drifting back, makes the catch. Bautista goes back and tags. Here's the throw to third base. Bautista is out. Marcus Timms right against the wall in left field. Throws a strike on one hop to Alex Rodriguez.
Good play by Timms, the left fielder. He backs up, and you see him right against the wall. Bautista trying to catch him by surprise to tag up and move up into scoring position with less than 2 outs. I have no problem with this play. This is aggressive, it's smart, and you force him to throw you out, and he does just that.
Absolutely. Timms was up against the wall in left and made a strong throw.
He was backpedaling also. He wasn't in position to throw. And as a runner, you notice those kind of little things like that and hopefully take advantage of it. Tim just made a great play.
It was a good gamble. 2 outs while Overbay takes a strike.
Went too far on the breaking ball, 0-2. Mitre's second inning of relief. He came on to start the 7th. Just off the plate inside. Boy, Mitre's got that running two-seamer.
It almost looks like a left-handed slider, doesn't it? That late movement. You give up on that as a left-handed batter, it'll clip that inside corner.
Two and two. Blue Jays lead by 5 here, bottom of the 8th. Brett Cecil has been given handshakes in the dugout. He will not come back for the 9th. Jason Frazier continues to throw in the Blue Jays bullpen. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another foul. Brett Cecil, 8 strong innings. He's allowed just 5 hits and a single run. Looking to improve to 6-2. Overbase stays alive.
Way to hang in there. 2-2. Good sinking action. That's 3 straight balls that he has hit right off the bat. Just looking for that ball to be elevated a little bit.
Overbay didn't think it was high enough. Mitre gets the strikeout. 2 strikeouts for Mitre since he came into the game. But the Blue Jays are headed to the 9th. Brett Cecil in line for the win. Through 8 innings of 4-hit ball against Baltimore. Tonight, he was just as good against the Yankees.
No walks last time out, just 1 against a very good Yankee team. That's 4 walks in 4 starts, and he's looking to win all 4 of them.
One thing he did very effectively tonight was shut down the Yankees with runners in scoring position. New York came into the game batting .281. That's the best in the American League in those situations. Tonight, Cecil held them to just 1 from 9. Tough part of the order for Frazier here in the 9th. Mason Frazier comes on to face Swisher, Teixeira, and A-Rod. Frazier last pitched on Wednesday night. He came in the 9th inning in relief of Sean Markham and walked the only batter he faced. Swisher cuts on the first pitch. Blue Jays lead it 6-1 here, top of the 9th inning. Brett Cecil lowers his ERA to 3.43 with 8 innings of 1-run ball.
Now to finish it out.
Good fastball on the outside corner.
That's the thing he has. He has a good fastball. He'll work deliberately and think his way through every at-bat. Come after you with a good fastball. Nice change, and he's been working the breaking ball just a little bit more.
If the Blue Jays hang on and win this game for Brett Cecil, he will improve to 6-2. And the club will improve to 7-2 when Cecil goes to the mound. That's the best record for any starter in the rotation.
He's had some games. The Cleveland game comes to mind when he had 10 strikeouts in his 8 innings of work. We mentioned the game in Seattle and LA. And Tampa, when he won early in the year. In fact, his first start was down in Tampa. 8 strikeouts in that game.
Two and 2 to Swisher. Just off the plate outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter here in the 9th.
Mitch Swisher has taken some tough pitches tonight. Cecil had him in the first inning. Ended up getting him 4 pitches. It took more to get him. Second time up, he eventually walked on a very close pitch. And now that time, Frazier.
Blue Jays lost 2 tough games to the Rays to wrap up the 3-game series. 4 runs in the 9th on Tuesday, 6 runs in the 9th on Wednesday. That's ball 4.
Thought so.
Yeah, everybody in the ballpark knew it but Swisher. Stay tuned after the game for Connected with Jim and Ivanka. Full Jays post-game coverage and complete highlights and analysis from Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Get connected right after the game. Leadoff walk here in the 9th. Tough part of the order, as we mentioned. Mark Teixeira has a single in 3 trips tonight.
It's always easier to get that first. As soon as you get that first out of the ninth inning, you can breathe just a little easier. Overbay over at first base is not going to hold the runner on. That run doesn't mean anything. Here's Lyle. He will give ground when Jason Frazier starts towards home plate.
One and one. You want to give Overbay as much range as possible at first base with the switch hitter Teixeira hitting from the left side.
If he throws him one of those good changeups, he can hook a ball right by him. So play back. That run doesn't mean anything.
Good fastball at the knees. A ball and 2 strikes. Got it. From that great splitter, and Teixeira waved at it.
Splitter change, and it's down and out of the strike zone. With 2 strikes, the hitter has to offer at it, and it just disappears. Frazier has handled Teixeira in his career, now 0 for 6. Here's Mark Teixeira. 1 away.
Rodriguez hit a line drive off the fence in left field his last time up in the 7th, but Brett Cecil was able to retire the next 3 batters in order. One out. Rodriguez hit into a double play in the 4th. Jammed and fouled back out of play.
Plenty of fastball. 93 miles an hour. Right over the top and right on the hands of Rodriguez, who has had some success in his career against Frazier.
Rodriguez 6 for 13 with a home run against Jason Frazier. A ball and a strike. Popped up behind shortstop. Fred Lewis coming in from left. Makes the catch. 2 down. Yankees are down to their final out.
And Robinson Cano is down to his last at bat.
Have a 17-game hit streak online here.
Ties for the highest in baseball this year. Jorge Cantu had a 17-game hit streak earlier this year with the Marlins. Cano has tied it. This is his last chance. He's 0 for 3.
There goes Swisher, and it's lifted to left field. That'll snap the hit streak and win the game for the Blue Jays. Brett Cecil with an outstanding start. Jason Frazier wraps it up in the 9th. The Blue Jays got great offense from Jose Bautista. 3 hits again tonight. Encarnacion, number 8. Blue Jays win the opener of the Yankee series 6-1. Brett Cecil, the winner.